Alright, hey guys, I'm here at Gamehole Con with the legendary Harold Wisconsin Johson, and this guy has done, in the D&D world, and just from me as a complete fan, I am honored to be next to you, getting a chance to talk to you, that you would take the time to spend with me, to the stuff that you've accomplished and done in your life with TSR and Dragonlance. Tell us a little bit about just a brief little what you've been through all this D&D stuff.
Wow.
I only have 4
amazing,
years.
yes, amazing. I started in 1975, the year after it came out. I wound up working for the company in 1979, and I went up there, a little known thing, Gary decided he wanted to retire from writing so that he could focus on running the business, and he was looking for a lead writer, and he held a contest, and I won.
Oh my goodness!
It was
handpicked by a contest from Gary,
which I did not understand. Then they called me 2 months early and said, "Can you come up and be an editor for us?" What? Well, we had an editor. We're in the midst of doing the Dungeon Master's Guide. And he quit, and we're desperate. And you applied to be an editor. Can you come up for that? Said, I want to be the writer. Said, no problem, no problem.
You already had demand.
Yeah, I
nice.
had.
Okay.
We have a guy. His name is Zeb Cook from Nebraska, which is nobody knew, but I was from Nebraska for a period of time too. And so he got the job, and I came up and became the editor-writer on Dungeon Master's Guide. So
okay.
That's what happened back then.
What year was that?
1979, April 28th, 1979.
OG Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yes, the original.
Wow.
Because there was no Dungeon Master's Guide at the time, as a player, we had been writing our own.
Okay.
I actually had a notebook full of, if we were going to write the Dungeon Master's Guide, what would we do? So it was odd that Gary was saying, "Oh, do this." We're like, "Oh, okay, I'll just pull out my notes and we'll get into that."
What happened to those notes?
I still have them.
Oh my God.
I didn't think I did. One of the things that was missing from the original Dungeon Master's Guide was a chart on ways to destroy artifacts, powerful artifacts.
Oh, right.
Gary, so I went to Gary, and Gary said, "Gary, you're missing this chart. What do we do?" And he said, "I had it somewhere, but I don't know where. Create it yourself."
Oh.
What?
I'll do it.
Really? So I created a list that was yay long. It was very long, and they typeset it all. And then Mike Carr, who was the editor-in-chief, went, "I can do this much." Snip, and threw the rest away. And
so
I went,
whatever was on that bottom, was it in a specific order of
Yep.
favorite to least favorite?
No, just ideas. Over 100 ways
So
to
how
destroy
many got
artifacts.
cut?
I would say 80%,
Oh wow.
and thrown away.
Sounds like all my acting days, always on the
Until last year,
Oh.
when I came upon the original.
Oh my goodness.
So I have the original.
Wow.
So
A little insight there.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens with that.
one day.
No, exactly.
So I came up, and I was assigned to help with Dungeon Master's Guide. We finished it. I was then assigned to handle the character record sheets, and I said, "I'm not doing them." And he went, "What?" I said, "You need somebody to run Gen Con, because you have one guy doing Gen Con and he's off site, and all these people are calling, and you need somebody here at the business to answer the phone." So they went, "Okay." And I did that for 3 months till Gen Con came and went back to working on the player's character record sheet. And they said, "Okay, we need it done." And I said, "Yeah, you're over a year and a half late into this project, but I don't think it's one project. I think it's 3.
Yeah.
And so we did the player's handbook, the player's journal, and we did the non-player character record sheet. I had to do them all myself, had to draft them all myself, I had to typeset them all myself. And when I asked for art and they said we had no artist available, I said, "Heck with you, I'll draw some art."
What was your typewriter back then?
It was an Underwood.
An Underwood.
Yeah, it was Dad's Underwood from engineering.
So you're saying Chat GPT didn't write the original player's handbook?
No, there was no computer process at that time.
Gotcha.
We would type it, and when we did the Hidden Shrine of Temujin, that was on my typewriter, and every time I screwed up more than 2 or 3 lines that I could white out, I had to retype the entire page.
Gosh, I know.
So that's all me typing it.
Oh, wow.
I was the only one who could type.
Here, let me see, look. These are little callus, typewriter callus. I still fill them.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
That's awesome, man.
But nobody could type at the company. I went, how can you guys work for a publishing house and not be able to type? And I went, okay, Mike, the editor-in-chief, we need a typing course.
Okay.
So we got a typing course for everybody.
Cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. And
then they said to me, all he ever does is tell us what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. Let's make him a manager. And that's how I graduated from that to management.
Who was you remember your first managerial decision or decree that was like epic or even slightly legendary or something that game changed?
Oh, lots of things. When I wrote The Hidden Shrine of Temujin, nobody knew I was supposed to be the lead writer, and everybody was saying Gary was supposed to write the adventure for Origins that year, and he hadn't gotten around to it. So he came to the design department and said, I need somebody to write this. And they said, well, I'm too busy. I went, I'll do it. So I think the decision I made was when they came back and said, we want to just do a quick print and sell it to pay for gas money to go to the convention and come back. And I said, you
gas
can't.
Money to Gen Con, right?
Yeah, gas money, well, Origins. And I said, you can't, it's not finished. They went, what? I said, it's a tournament. It's 27 encounters that don't make a lot of sense without the surrounding material. And that was my first editorial decision, was that I had to write it. So I did write it. I started on a Sunday, and I wrote without sleep, literally, for 48 hours. And then piled into a car at like 2 in the morning, drove down to Beloit, and had a quick print it, loose sheets, and then came back, put it on the steps of the store, which was locked up, and went home to sleep. They came in, they picked it up, they piled everybody in the van, not me, and they went off to Origins. Wow. And that product, if you can find a copy of the original, it sold for $4.50. Latest sale of one was here at Gamehole, and it went for $8,000.
Goodness, in one of the auctions?
Yeah, in one of the auctions.
Wow.
So if you find one, it's worth a lot.
Yeah, no,
but not to me.
that's a testament to the growth of D&D and RPGs and this whole, how cool it is to be a geek and how cool it is to be a nerd. It's not basement stuff. It's like, it's out there. I think it's one of the coolest transitions that we have, and the value of just the nostalgia of stuff that you created, that you were with your own hands part of, and the value of that now is just incredible.
It is, and I'm looking back now over 45 years and going, when did that happen?
When did that? Was it a slow boiling pot, or was there a switch that flipped? It just, I don't know. I know. As recently as COVID, there was a giant jump in this whole. I say ours because I am so passionate about this game and about what we're doing. So I don't know when the exact switch happened. Well,
I stopped working for the company Christmas of 1999 when Hasbro said, we don't use telecommuters, thank you very much. I freelanced for a while and got another career. And sometime between those two, there was some changes. But also, from 80 to 2000, I saw a constant evolution, because I never wanted us to do the next copy of what we'd just done. I wanted to break new ground. When we did the A series, the Against the Slaver series, we wanted to show people to stop treating monsters as a game element that you would fight and kill. We wanted to show that monsters could be smart,
Right.
that they'd have strategies too. Nobody was doing that, but every time we did a product, my goal was to advance it somewhere and say, here's another lesson I want to teach.
Right.
Here's something else I want to show the players and the dungeon masters, you can do better.
Right.
And now, wow,
Yeah.
what you're involved in.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. So that brings us to the ultimate thing that you've seen the trailer,
I have.
and me as a player since I was 12, all those magical moments that have taken place, whether it's the Nat 1s, Nat 20s, these adventures that have been created by the linguistic skill of the DM, and that's where it stopped. It's where but now we are literally taking that and making those words come to life. What was your thought process as you saw this trailer?
Well, the first was, this is movie quality. This is amazing what you're doing. And especially that we can do it on home computers but part of it is too, your team's amazing what they can do with both the special effects, but the fights. The fights are incredible. The action scenes are incredible, and just the transition from the miniature and the game to the live action.
That was so key. That I'm so glad you noticed that, because myself as a filmmaker, but as a D&D player, I really wanted to show we played this game, and then we went out. We built this amazing prison cart based on this miniature. We did these fight scenes based on what the dice decide, and as a stunt guy and a VFX artist, all these things it's a perfect synergy with my team. My entire team are super talented, but they're all D&D players.
I think you are the realization of players, because players do this in their mind. They play the adventure, they make their decisions, but it brings it to life. It suddenly is in their mind a living, breathing movie. What we do is action films in our stories, and now you have made that transition from our imagination to the actual medium.
Yeah, when I thought about I was like 15, and I literally remember closing my eyes as I was playing D&D, and I was a huge film fan even as a kid, and I just closed my eyes, I'm in a session, and I open my eyes and I imagine, what if I open my eyes and it's on the screen?
It's on the screen.
And that's when I was 15, which is a long, long time ago. And now, through technology, through my amazing team, and then with the help of just legends like you, if we can get this word out, and we can get this, we have a crowdfunding Kickstarter, October 24th.
Yay!
And if you guys can all help us, we will make this a reality. And guess what? The number one thing, all of you as fans, everyone that's part of this Kickstarter gets to submit their one shot. We'll take the top 10, and we will make it come to life.
Really?
Literally, the fans vote, and the number one. Oh, you
got
have
a pen?
Heck yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So
keep going.
Maybe he has an inside. He has an inside. So you submit your one shot, and guess what? The fans vote. If you get voted one, episode 8, you get to see your story come to life up on the big screen.
And then the dragon opened its eyes, and
well, we might have 7 episodes of his, and then you guys can do the one. Because
the one.
There's a little bit of power, right? A little bit of pull, I can guarantee.
There
that.
you go.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian.
Your endorsement and that you understand my vision with one sizzle, it means so much to me. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man.